has a number of both projects and a number of knowledge products. On the project side, we have projects in carbon finance, creating new verification and certification bodies in Brazil. We're working on a project in Guyana that would value forests and reinvest those funds into Amerindian tourism. In the energy efficiency side, we have 10 years worth of history in working on cleaner production and working on ways to make energy more efficient. We're just finishing up a project in Chile that actually experimented in several different sectors in energy efficiency, and we saw real both energy savings but also cost savings to these firms. And so we're expanding our projects in that area, and there's a number in the pipeline. And in the adaptation side, we're working on a project with coastal communities in the Caribbean that will help small communities of fishermen, of craftspeople, to come up with alternate livelihoods to plan for future impacts. In terms of knowledge products, we've got two, I'd say, main activities going forward. One is called the Climate Scope, which will be a ranking of countries' investment climate for climate investment. And so that will be looking both at carbon markets, looking at the availability of finance within countries from venture capital sources, from bank sources, looking at the number of suppliers in countries, looking at the demand within countries, to really be a map for an entrepreneur or an investor to figure out, this is where I need to go to improve the market in Latin America. And then another larger program we're working on is a microfinance program. We talked to a lot of microfinance institutions. They say they want to enter this space, but they don't know what to do. So we're working on a facility that would offer technical assistance to microfinance institutions, banks, and cooperatives to help them create more green lines of credit, to help them green their own operations, and to look at their own portfolios to see where they're vulnerable to climate impact and to make sure that they're taking that into account. For example, you could have an MFI in Costa Rica heavily invested in coffee at one altitude, but we know that a small change in temperature will cause the coffee to be grown higher up. And so you really want to look and see, I'm very overexposed at this altitude. And so MFIs really need to start thinking about those types of impacts.